So basically, there's this chart going around showing players' layup percentages and how many they have taken. And man, it does not make Angel Reese look good in this one, I can't lie.
Imagine being at the absolute peak of your sport, a rising star, yet struggling with the most basic shot in basketball. Not just struggling, but performing so shockingly poorly that it's becoming a league-wide controversy. For Angel Reese, the WNBA sensation, the truth about her layup game has just been exposed, and it's sending shockwaves through the entire league. This isn't just about a few missed shots. It's about a fundamental flaw that threatens to derail her promising career and the Chicago Sky's season.
Biggest lead of the game for Phoenix Mercury. You're looking at it, flipping it up. Bad things happen to good people. Vandersloot dumping it inside the look.
The numbers are out, and they are nothing short of jaw-dropping. A viral chart has surfaced, laying bare Angel Reese's layup percentage, and it reveals a stark, almost unbelievable reality. Despite standing at a commanding 6'4", the Bayou Barbie is converting just 31% of her layups. Let that sink in. The professional average across the WNBA is a staggering 69%. This isn't just a dip, it's a freefall. To put it in brutal perspective, her rookie counterpart, Aaliyah Boston, matches the league average at 69%, while Camila Cardoso, her teammate, hits a solid 56.2%. Even Kelsey Plum, a guard nearly a foot shorter at 5'8", is sinking 42% of hers, still 11 points better than Reese.
Nah, I don't know what she's working on, but it's certainly not her inside game. It's not. I don't get it. Still, Angel Reese has one of the lowest shooting percentages in the WNBA, especially on layups.
The most unsettling detail? Reese ranks third in the entire league in attempted layups with 54, yet she's dead last in efficiency among all players with at least 35 attempts. She's not just inefficient, she's statistically the worst among her peers in this crucial category, turning what should be her bread and butter into a bewildering liability.
And then right at third place, you have Angel Reese with 54 with a 31% shooting percentage, man.
This isn't just a stat for statisticians, it's actively tearing at the fabric of the Chicago Sky's offense. For a team that relies heavily on its bigs to create easy points inside, clean up the glass, and establish a physical presence, Reese's struggles at the rim are a relentless, unignorable problem. Defenses are adapting, knowing they can sag off, collapse the paint, and force contested looks because the payoff is rarely there.
Let me repeat. Third in the league in attempted, so she shot 54, but her 31.5% mark is by far the lowest among any other player in the top 10. In fact, Reese ranks dead last in the WNBA among all players who have attempted at least 35 layups. She's worse than the worst player in the league.
This dramatically limits the Sky's second chance points, puts immense pressure on their guards to shoulder an even heavier scoring load, and slows down their offensive flow to a crawl. Every forced miss isn't just a point lost, it's a wasted possession that allows the opponent to recover, regroup, and push the pace. For a team clawing for every single bucket, these consistently missed layups are piling up, changing the entire complexion of their game and leaving fans scratching their heads.
Is she the worst starting power forward in the league? I mean, it's bad. This is, as the kids say, this is in fact diabolical.
If the numbers weren't damning enough, the visual evidence has gone viral, crystallizing the problem for millions. There's one particular clip that has become the poster child for Reese's struggles, circulated endlessly across social media. It shows Angel Reese securing a rebound, a moment that should immediately spark a quick decisive score. Instead, she barely looks at the rim, flings the ball from her hip, and predictably misses.
24 WNBA All-Star Angel Reese has got off to a rough start this season, as she has only made 5 of her 22 shots in the Sky's first 2 games. Since then, however, her shooting percentage has went from 22.7% to 31.1%. I gave that yesterday. 31.1% overall as a 6'4" power forward. That's awful.
It's a rushed, almost desperate attempt that screams of poor mechanics and a complete lack of poise. The moment sent shockwaves, transforming from a simple missed shot into a lightning rod for criticism. One fan brutally summed it up, remarking that Reese shouldn't even be in the league, let alone running it. This single play became a stark, undeniable snapshot of a bigger issue, forcing everyone to confront the jarring reality behind those dismal statistics.
Here she is right here. Angel Reese has taken the third most attempts. She's shooting 31.5%. What? Let's go over here I want to see the whole. So let's click on it. Let's make it bigger. The next is Kelsey Plum at 42%. By the way, Kelsey's 5'8".
Look closely at the mechanics, and it's clear something is profoundly off. Angel Reese's shot is often rushed, almost panicked. There's barely any lift in her gather. Her body is rarely squared to the basket, and she appears to be throwing the ball up with pure hope rather than deliberate aim. Compare this to the textbook form of Aaliyah Boston, who exhibits perfect knee bend, a soft touch off the glass, and unwavering eye contact with the rim. Boston doesn't merely rely on her size, she masterfully combines it with technique and control. Reese, however, seems to be skipping the fundamental steps, attempting to muscle through defenders with raw aggression instead of finesse.
You know you can make that. And she goes, but should I? Genius. You missed 100% of the shots you don't take. She proved you can miss 100% of the shots you do take.
Like, what? Like, it's getting really, really bad.
This isn't just a cold streak, it's a pattern of flawed habits. A repetitive script playing out with every attempt near the basket. Her eyes often drift away from the rim, her release is hurried, and her body control is consistently subpar. These aren't isolated incidents. They're ingrained tendencies that are becoming a liability, not just costing her points, but making her frighteningly predictable to opposing defenses.
I said that there should be a 5-year plan for Angel Reese's development. And phase 1 of the 5-year plan should be figuring out how to score layups. Figuring out the layup technique, figuring out layups. And like, it's just not happening. She's shooting 31%. For context, Aaliyah Boston shooting 69% on layups.
The fallout has been immense, sparking a firestorm across social media and among basketball analysts. The memes are rampant, the jokes are relentless, and the side-by-side stat comparisons are unavoidable. Fans are openly questioning how a player with Reese's physical gifts and rebounding prowess can be so woefully inefficient at something as basic as a layup. Some have jokingly called her allergic to easy buckets, while others express genuine concern for what this means for her long-term development. The conversation has moved beyond mere numbers to a deeper probe into Reese's confidence, decision-making, and future in the WNBA.
Her best shot attempts, in my opinion, I will always say, coming from the nail, off the pick and roll, just putting it up. When she get to drop stepping and doing all that, I think, one, it takes too long for her, and she misses the first one. She gets the rebound. Now you have multiple people around you. She's trying to go back up. It's just another tough shot, you know? So I think that's why her shooting percentage is so low.
Analysts are not mincing words, pointing out that these aren't random mistakes, but deeply ingrained habits. They're demanding answers to why these issues haven't been rectified, especially when her own teammates like Boston and Cardoso showcase what proper layup technique looks like. The stark difference is shaping the narrative around Reese's potential, raising uncomfortable questions about her role and place within the league.
I think the fact that, you know, Angel Reese might miss her first one and get the rebound, the team already know, hey, she's going to go back up with it. So that's why they just collapse the defense on her, because she's not going to look out and try to find anybody.
But is this solely Reese's burden, or is the Chicago Sky's system unintentionally making things worse? While Reese is a phenomenal offensive rebounder, her tendency to force tough finishes immediately after grabbing the board might be counterproductive. She often has teammates in better positions, yet she attempts to power through traffic, resulting in those agonizing 31% conversion rates.
You missed that first one, too many people in the paint, go ahead and kick it out. Reset, or if you have it and you're in good position, right? If you grab it and you're in a good position, yeah, of course, go back up with it. But if you grab it, go back up with it, and then you get another rebound, let's just go ahead and reset. I wouldn't say go ahead and throw it back up, because at that point, you're going to have people in the paint trying to help to get that rebound. So I get what the individual was saying, but at the same time, it's kind of warranted that Reese does that to herself.
This isn't just about missed points. It's about killing the Sky's offensive rhythm. Every forced miss wastes a crucial second chance opportunity, allowing defenses to recover and reset. The ball gets stuck, the offense stalls, and those precious points pile up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Analysts are crying out, kick that ball out, utilize the 56% shooter more. It's a strategic misstep that's costing the Sky dearly, turning what should be an advantage into a persistent weakness.
I don't think she's been that bad this year, but it all just depends on what you consider Angel Reese. Like, if you consider Angel Reese as a future superstar, she's been horrendous. Like, that is it. Like, she's been absolutely horrendous. And yes, the team has beaten the Dallas Wings twice, and once without Paige Beckers. The Dallas Wings are pathetic. They're 1-6. Like, at least they almost beat the Mercury, I guess, without Cal Copper, although the Mercury are beating a lot of teams without Cal Copper.
The solution, ironically, might be right under their noses. Almost shockingly simple. Maximize Camila Cardoso. It's basic basketball logic. You want your most efficient scorer taking the most high percentage shots. Cardoso, with her impressive 56.2% layup rate, is clearly the more reliable option around the rim. When Reese snags an offensive board, the smartest play often isn't to go back up with it herself. Instead, it's to make the right read, find Cardoso dropping into the paint, or kick it out to an open shooter on the perimeter.
Like, it's getting really, really bad. It's getting bad, and it's like, at what stage is it like you just pass every single time? And you've now got, like, I'm not joking, you've now got like her fans being like, good job. On her third attempt, she passed the ball out. She missed a layup. She got blocked. She got the rebound. She got blocked. She got the rebound again. And her third time, she passed it out. It's like, and by the way, I actually think that Angel Reese isn't a bad player. I've never seen anyone so bad at layups in my life.
Cardoso possesses the smoother touch, the patience, and the refined mechanics to finish through contact, turning those second chance opportunities into actual points. This isn't about diminishing Reese's aggressiveness or her elite rebounding. It's about optimizing what works. A small habit shift, passing to Cardoso after certain offensive rebounds, could transform Chicago's offense overnight, leading to better shots, increased efficiency, and a far harder offense to guard.
You missed the first one, grab it, kick it out. And I feel like this year, Angel Reese has hitters around her. So this is the perfect time to use your rebounding ability to give your team second chance buckets, because that is very crucial. If you can get that board and have somebody open in the corner, open at the wing, open at the top, you kicking it to the right player, oh yeah, man, you will punish teams like that. So I think they just need to wire that in her brain.
Even with the glaring numbers and obvious solutions, a critical question looms. Why hasn't this been fixed by the coaching staff? This isn't just about player skill, it's about strategic direction and the constant battle between player instinct and data-driven decisions. Sometimes players, especially aggressive rebounders like Reese, operate on pure instinct, believing they can power through any defense. Yet, modern basketball thrives on analytics, on knowing when to take a high percentage shot and when to make the extra pass.
Yeah, and honestly, I think now that they are trying to run, at least from what I saw the last game I watched, they were trying to run the offense through Cardoso. Cardoso definitely needs more layup attempts than Angel Reese, in my opinion. We see who's more efficient, right? And honestly, I think it's just a smarter play. It's a smarter play, man. You would rather have your 56% hitter shooting more buckets than your 31% hitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just logic. It's not dissing her or anything like that. It just makes sense to run the offense through Cardoso.
There's a belief that Reese is often playing for the foul rather than focusing on the bucket, or that she's attempting too many circus shots that have a low probability of success. The coaching staff's role is to instill discipline, to reinforce these fundamental habits, and to ensure that every player, especially one as impactful as Reese, aligns their on-court choices with what the numbers dictate will win games. The responsibility falls on both the player to adapt and the coaches to guide that adaptation decisively.
Players the way that they need to be used so you can get the dub, man. It just doesn't make sense that Angel Reese is shooting more when Cardoso is shooting better.
Beyond the physical mechanics and strategic plays, there's an undeniable psychological component at play. How does a young star accustomed to dominance cope with such visible struggles under immense scrutiny? The pressure of being a top draft pick, the constant Reese versus Clark comparisons, and the relentless social media commentary can take a significant toll on a player's mental game. When easy shots aren't falling, it can breed self-doubt, leading to rushed decisions, overthinking, and a crisis of confidence that further impacts even basic movements.
I give it to her. Some of the circus shots she put up, they go in. But the majority of the time, I don't think you're really rooting for her to take those type of shots, in my opinion. I don't think that's necessarily going to help the team win. But I think there's ways to utilize her and get the dub and still have her look good. She can still look good on the floor. I think they can be a dangerous team if you use them right. You know, you have to pay attention to your analytics. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention to your analytics.
Her shots often look panicked or thrown up, not just because of technical flaws, but potentially due to a fracturing belief in her own abilities at the rim. A complete turnaround for Angel Reese won't just require hours in the gym. It will demand a mental reset, a rebuilding of confidence in her touch and decision making, and a resilience to block out the noise and focus on the cold, hard work of improving.
Have Angel Reese find Cardoso most of the time. If she missed that layup, have Cardoso dropping in, running in, boom, give it to her, let her just go up over the standstill defenders, right? So it's just things like that I think she needs to start paying attention to, and the Sky could be a dangerous team, man. I wish she could do better. I'm rooting for her. I want her to do better. And I feel like she can. She just has to take her time, right? Take her time, focus on the shot. I think sometimes even when she goes up, she tries to get the foul first, then go up. I like when players play for the bucket. Don't play for the foul, man.
Angel Reese's 31% layup percentage stands out as a clear, undeniable weakness, but it's far from a career-ending judgment. The numbers and the viral video evidence both point to an obstacle that is entirely fixable with focused training, smarter, more decisive in-game choices, and a strong mental game. Improving her layup form, practicing controlled finishes, and crucially, learning to make the extra pass to higher percentage teammates like Cardoso. These are not Herculean tasks. These are fundamental adjustments that could flip her narrative almost instantly. The question now isn't if she can turn it around, but if she will answer the call.
Here, man, you have 54. You're beating out all these other players, but you're at 31%, man. And I get it. You know, I get the fan base. They love her. They think she's a superstar. They think, you know, she's the most efficient player. But honestly, man, you have to look at the numbers. You have to look at the numbers, and you have to just be real with yourself. You know, I'm a fan of her, but I'm going to be real about her, you know, and the fact is she doesn't do that well under the rim. It's simple, man.
Because at this rate, the highly publicized Reese versus Clark debate has a new, unforeseen wild card, one that could define her legacy. The cold, hard reality of mastering fundamentals. Will the Bayou Barbie rise to the challenge and prove that her struggles are merely a temporary detour on her path to WNBA greatness? Only time and a renewed focus on the basics will tell. If you believe she can transform her game, drop a comment below and hit subscribe for a follow-up as this story unfolds.